here, he's going to look under the bottom of Carson Hayesfoot back into turn one.
He's in second now. That'll move him to second.
A Tampa Bay high school student is racing his way to the top of his sport. 17-year-old Mason Lastra races legend cars in the semi-pro circuit with plans to one day become a NASCAR driver.
Oh, he's well on his way. We have Mason and Mom Jen joining us this morning to tell us about their journey. So welcome to the show, you two. How you doing?
Good.
So, Mason, I want to start with you because you've had quite the journey. There are different levels to getting to your dream of one day being a NASCAR driver. Can you tell us where this love for racing came from?
Well, I started just by being a NASCAR fan.
Okay.
And then I started racing go-karts to, try to be a race car driver.
Okay.
And then I raced go-karts for a few years, and then we wanted to take it more seriously. So we started racing legend cars.
Okay, can you describe the legend car? Because that's what we were seeing in the video, and I've never seen these before.
They're
kind of
amazing.
yeah, they look really cool.
Well, they're open-wheel oval cars.
Okay.
So they have motorcycle engines in them with 5 gears, and they make about 125 horsepower.
Wow.
And so it's an in-between of, it's not entry level, and it's not all the way professional.
Got it.
Okay.
So it's a good step in the ladder.
Okay, got it. And I want to hear about a race you had this past weekend. But first, Mom Jen, I want to bring you into the conversation. What did you think when Mason first came to you with this desire to get into racing? Were you a little nervous?
I was a little bit nervous, but he loved karts and any of those little motorized cars, anything at a young age. And then as soon as I saw him out there and I watched how he applied like common sense to the sport, then I built trust in him, and then I wasn't scared anymore. I was excited, you know, like, all right, let's go. But it was definitely fearful in the beginning.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of travel involved with the sport. Can you talk about that and what that's like for your family? I know he is now doing online school, right?
Right, correct. So most of the time my husband will accompany him, and then we have another son, his younger brother, Caden. So I'm home with him and doing his social commitments in school and all of that. And then when they're local, like just recently in Inverness, then I can drive up and get back. But we have an RV, and they go. And is there anything else you want to add with you and Dad and those road trips?
How fun! That's a great time with your dad.
Remember that time with your dad?
Yeah.
Those are memories that you're going to keep for a lifetime, for sure. I want to talk about that area race that just happened. Can you tell us how that went? How'd you do?
Yeah. Well, last week was the Legend Car Winter Nationals, and that's the beginning of the season for Legend Cars.
Okay.
And the first 2 days I was fast. I just had bad luck at the end. And then day 3, I started 21st, and then ended up winning on the last lap.
Wow. And you said you crashed one day, yes?
Yeah, day 1, I was involved in a crash.
And then
day
you came back and
2,
won.
I broke from the lead.
Oh, wow.
And then day 3, we had to start last.
Oh, wow.
And I drove back to the lead on the last lap.
That's amazing.
So he won day 4 and 5 also. That's 3 won day 3, then he won 4 and 5.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How fast do those cars go?
They go about 80 at that track,
Okay.
but they can go around 100 depending on how big the track is.
Wow. So you talked about your dream on wanting to one day be a NASCAR driver. So what does that road look like for you? Like, what's the next step?
Just looking to get in some, bigger cars and get more experience and just help from sponsors on that. Because it's a very money-driven sport. But
Yeah, it's expensive, I'm sure.
Can you talk about some of the people that you look up to in the racing world? And is there someone who you've been able to cross paths with or work with, get mentorship from that you want to?
I haven't met them, but my favorite NASCAR drivers are Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin.
Okay.
So
Put that on the bucket list. I feel like you're going to meet them soon.
And so you have a whole team, right, that sort of helps you with this? Are they local or they're in a different state?
Mark Narstead Race Cars out of North Carolina around Charlotte.
Yeah.
And that's where most of the big teams are in this racing because that's like the home for it. So that's really how you race on like that national level with those kind of teams.
Okay, nice. So what's next for you? Do you have another race here locally where we can come in and cheer you on? And how can we keep in touch with you and see what you're up to and all these races you're winning?
Well, my Instagram is Mason Lastra, but our next big national race is in Nashville in April.
Okay.
And then we have races out of state in between.
Okay. Well, we're pulling for you. We're so proud of all you've accomplished so far.
I'm proud of you too.
Yes.
Thanks for
that's
being
amazing.
here.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. So let me give that Instagram and Facebook page one more time. Just visit at Mason Lastra.